All right, everybody, welcome into the high noon stream for today, Tuesday afternoon. I am Pugs Moran. We do this every Monday through Friday, noon till whenever. Noon till, well, when we run out of things to talk about. Because the whole point of this noon show, the high noon show, is to get you all prepped up on everything that everybody is talking about. That's right. If it's a headline, if it's a trend, if it's a hot topic, current event, pop culture, whatever it is, if people are buzzing about it today, I try and give it to you right here in this nice little daily show. Every Monday through Friday, noon to around about 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. That's what we say. Then we double back, though. We do two shows here at the Radio Misfits Podcast Network, because that's where we are. We do two live streams a day. We do this one, high noon, Monday through Friday, noon to whenever. And then we come back at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Thursdays. Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. It's myself and James Parker. Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. Okay. Hello, Byron. Let's see. We get some people coming into the chat room now. Let's get into what today is. All right. For those of you who may not be... Oh, gosh. Hold on. Where's my chat room people? Why is this happening again? Why is it? I'm telling you, folks. Al's here. Hi, Al. Jeff's here. Byron's here. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Do I wait? Hi, Melissa. Yeah, that's it. I need my people. I need my prime people. And by the way, you know who you are if you are one of my prime people. I need my prime people to just sort of establish themselves in the chat room as soon as they show up. I can't be going around, thinking that I'm talking to just me and Byron. Not that there's anything wrong with Byron. Or Kenny's here. Hi, Kenny. Kenny's got a new job. I'm filling time because I'm not finding Wi-Fi network connections on this computer. So that's all right. We're just going to reboot this computer. It's not going to delay anything. Besides, if I'm being honest, yeah, I feel like I got some hiccups coming on. I do. I don't know what it is about sitting down here every day. At this point, it's like a mental thing. I mean, I know entirely what it's from. It's from me not saying anything, me not saying anything. And then at 12 o'clock, blah, 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 blah. That's like a total rhythm. There we go. Damn it. There we go. Well. Whoa, that was a noise. Did you hear that? Now I'm making noises. I'm a complete wreck. Oh, God. Just give it a second. You know how this works. I think I'm going to have to start coming on 10 minutes early. And not actually streaming, just pretending to stream, tricking my body into thinking that now I'm going to be talking extemporaneously for 2 hours, and you're going to have to get a rhythm adjustment done. The entire reason the show isn't a success is because of my battle with hiccups. Actually, I wouldn't say that. Computer's booting up. This is the worst. This is the worst. Totally out of rhythm. I'm just going to... There you go. I'm just going to hiccup. I'll just do the show with hiccups. And we'll see how far this goes. God, this is awful. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's meditate. Just meditate for a couple of minutes. Okay, let me just do a little something. Ah, damn it, another hiccup. I thought I had it beat. 2 hours? Oh, Jeff's complaining about not getting full 2-hour shows. Dog days of summer, my man. There's just nothing going on. Oh, these hiccups. Well, maybe on some level, to some of you perverse individuals, this is a fetish. This is entertaining to you. Listening to somebody battle hiccups, probably a turn on for some of you. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I know. The camera's off. Hi, Frank. Frank, I'm battling hiccups. You're just going to have to work through me with this. Ugh. This has really become something that I concern myself with. Why is this now? Because see, it's not physical. I don't believe it's a purely physical thing that when I sit down here and start to stream, the first 20 minutes are going to be interrupted by me battling hiccups. That's not just a physical thing. There's a mental component here. There is something psychological that is happening where I am forcing myself into hiccups. And I don't know why I'm doing it, but I know that it's mental. It is more mental than it is physical. Because there's no explanation for it. Well, yeah, there's an explanation for it. Yeah, I know. Quiet, 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 quiet. Never say a word. Don't say a word for 22 hours a day. Don't talk to anybody. And then talk for 2 hours and you get hiccups. Fuck. It really is frustrating. Hi, Leslie. I know. I'm mental. You guys are so great. Water, I got water. I'm fine. Frank, I got plenty of liquids. I appreciate that. Ain't nothing you can do. All I can do is talk through it. All right, so let's just. All right, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing, but I don't like to do the thing because the thing means there's gonna be like a minute of silence, and that I panic at silence. So here we go. I'm gonna do the thing. Just have to put up with it. And when we come back, I should be fine. And I think we're good. I think I've defeated my hiccups. Fingers crossed. So on the count of 3, I will begin the show like we didn't have this 11-minute curse. Hold on, one more round. 1, 2, and 3. All right, it is the High Noon Show for the 16th day of August, year of our Lord 2022. August 16th, I'll have you know, is the 228th day of the year. There are 137 days remaining until the end of the year. I seem to have beaten the hiccups. All right, part 1 of today's show. We like to go through the history of the day. Well, we like to look at some of the things that, have been noteworthy that occurred on this very day throughout all of the years that we've had one of these very days. And that would be August the 16th. On this day in 1841, U.S. President John Tyler vetoes a bill which called for the reestablishment of the Second Bank of the United States. No idea what that means. However, part 2. Enraged Whig Party members riot at the White House in the most violent demonstration on White House grounds in U.S. history. 1841. How come I never heard about this? I never heard about a crazy riot at the White House by a bunch of senators and congressmen. Why don't we know this story? January 6th was awful. I watched it. I saw it. That was not a good look. But this whole idea, this has never happened before. Apparently it has. Apparently a lot of crazy stuff has happened. We just don't talk about it. And it happened 100 years ago. So we act like that's beneath us as humans. No, it's not. We've always been a bunch of rioting fools. 1841, a riot at the White House. On this day in 1858, U.S. President James Buchanan inaugurates the new transatlantic telegraph cable by exchanging greetings with Queen Victoria. the United Kingdom. However, a weak signal forces a shutdown of the service in a few weeks. Womp, womp. All right, so they unveil it. They lay the cable. They got all this cable underneath the ocean that connects us to Europe. So they did this in 1858, and the president of the United States at the time, Buchanan, he sent a message to Queen Victoria. She got it. She sent it back, and then they were like, "Yeah, don't work no more." I don't know. Apparently, we fixed it in the years to come, but I don't know. I don't know exactly when this got fixed. In 1927. Okay, so here's another one. Here's another piece of history. This is something that I've never heard of, but I ask you this. Would you see this movie? I would see this movie. Why hasn't this been a movie? Or maybe it has been a movie and I'm just not familiar with it. But 1927, on this day, the Dole Air Race, and I have to believe it was sponsored by the Dole Pineapple Company. The Dole Air Race begins from Oakland, California to Honolulu, Hawaii. See, Dole Pineapple. That's why I think it's the Dole Pineapple Race. The Dole Air Race begins from Oakland, California to Honolulu, Hawaii on this day in 1927. 6 out of the 8 participants die, crash, disappear, are never found again. I want to see this movie. You're telling me there was come on. You telling me you couldn't see a young trying to think of who a young actor would be. A young Miles Teller as one of the pilots? Of course you could. How many pilots? What does it say? Here's 1927. It was 8 participating pilots raced from Oakland, California to Honolulu. Only 2 made it. I need to know that story. On this day in 1954, the very first issue of Sports Illustrated is published. 1954, Sports Illustrated. Not a thing anymore. Even as a brand in the sports world, Sports Illustrated is nothing. There was a time 30 years ago where if Sports Illustrated was reporting something or Sports Illustrated said something that, you'd be like, well, that's the sports Bible right there. If it says it in Sports Illustrated means nothing now. Sports Illustrated is like, who cares? I mean, first of all, ESPN is the source for all sports in the world. There is no such thing as Sports Illustrated anymore. I mean, there is, but not, you know what I'm saying? As a brand, as an online brand and all that. I don't think is there even a magazine? Can you go to a magazine? Can you buy a Sports Illustrated magazine? You can, right? It seems like I would know if at some point they decided to completely discontinue the magazine. But I don't know. Yeah, Sports Illustrated, they did not keep up with the time, man. They saw the digital rise. They saw the rise of like other sports influencers, ESPN, Fox Sports, all of these things. And they didn't get involved. Sports Illustrated should have launched a cable channel in 1985. That's what Sports Illustrated should have done. But they didn't because they were probably just a bunch of old, rich men, from the 1950s and 60s. And they were like, this is just a fad, the computer. And now look, Sports Illustrated is nothing. But on this day in 1954, the very first issue, they had such high hopes. And they achieved great heights. It's just they also fell. Let's see here. 2008. Yeah, that's right. Nothing happened between the launch of Sports Illustrated in 1954 and 2008. The Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago is topped off at 1,389 feet, becoming the world's highest residence above ground level. Oh, is that a beautiful building? That's such a beautiful building there in Chicago, the Trump Tower. 2020, then we had this. 2020, the August complex fire. Remember the big couple of years ago, there were really, really bad forest fires in California. That was on this day. It started on this day. In 2020, the August complex fire in California burns more than 1 million acres of land. Let's do some births, some birthday days. Born on this day in 1888, T.E. Lawrence, British colonel, diplomat, writer, and archaeologist. T.E. Lawrence, born on Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia is a great movie. That's such a good movie. Lawrence of Arabia. That's who T.E. Lawrence is. British soldier, went over there, put on what do they call them? Male burqas. When they put on one of those things and he's like, I'm now Lawrence of Arabia. Born on this day in 1930, the GIF. Frank Gifford, American football player, sportscaster, actor. Died in 2015. Frank Gifford. Oh, Nelly. No, that's Keith Jackson. What did Frank Gifford say? Frank Gifford had some things. He was on Monday Night Football my whole life growing up. It was Frank. It was Howard. It was Dandy Don. Is that the one that I remember best? Is that my favorite? Dandy Don, Frank, and Howard? That might be it. That might be my favorite Monday Night Football booth. And only my favorite because, it has sentimental value because it attaches to my ute when I was a little kid. So, they may not be. It might be a better booth. Now, I don't know. But I know that I have sentimental attachment to Dandy Don, Frank Gifford, and Howard. Born on this day in 1933, Julie Newmar, actress. I don't know who Julie Newmar is. I believe she was on the old Batman. I think she was maybe Catwoman, one of the cat ladies on the original Batman, the Alan West. What was that guy's name? Adam West, not Alan West. Adam West, the Adam West Batman. I've only recently become familiar with Julie Newmar because my friend Schwartz confessed to me that she was his first crush, Julie Newmar. Happy birthday to you, Julie Newmar. Born on this day in 1953. Well, isn't this weird? Born on this day in 1953. Happy birthday to Kathie Lee Gifford. That's right, American talk show host, singer, and actress, wife of Frank Gifford, the Giff, who's also celebrating a birthday today, although Giff's dead. Giff was born. So Frank Gifford and Kathie Lee Gifford were married. They were married for, I think, a bunch of kids, right? They remember? Then wasn't it always when it was Kathie Lee and Regis, when she always going on about her Gifford kids? So they got a bunch of kids, married for a long time. She always talked about her husband. They seemed to have a nice relationship. I don't know. Didn't he cheat on her? Wasn't that like a big scandal? Like about 5 years before he died? Frank was like running around with some like stewardess or something. He's like 80, but he's like running around with some stewardess. He's got a TV star wife. By the way, TV star wife who's 23 years younger than him. 23 years. 23-year age difference between Frank Gifford and Kathie Lee Gifford. Did anybody notice? Is that something they meant? Because I don't think I ever cared. I was like 10, right? So I didn't care. They were both grown-ups. It didn't really matter to me. 23, I guess I didn't realize, 23-year age difference between Frank Gifford and Kathie Lee Gifford. Happy birthday, Kathie Lee. Born on this day in 1954, James Cameron, Canadian director, producer, and screenwriter. Now, one might think that Pugs would do a James Cameron draft. I am not... I'm not as big a James Cameron fan, I think, as a lot of other people are. I think James Cameron's fine. I think his movies are great. I think they're big, they're expensive, they're bold, big James Cameron movie. But it's like, I can't think of a James Cameron movie that affected me. I didn't like Titanic. Didn't he do the aliens too? I guess that was all right. I don't know. James Cameron, happy birthday. You're a god. You're an unrivaled god. People consider you a god of modern movie making. You just don't get a draft out of me, James Cameron, because I'm not in that camp. I think you're fine. I think you're great. I think you're a good director. You're a much better than average director. You're a top tier director, but I just don't put you in with, the Kubricks and the Scorseses and the Tarantinos and, that kind of stuff. Spielberg's. Born on this day in 1958. Boy, here's another big one. We could do a draft. I was thinking of doing a draft for this birthday, but I didn't want to do songs because it's Madonna's birthday. Happy birthday, Madonna. I didn't want to do songs. I was thinking that I would do Madonna scandals. I would draft Madonna scandals. But then I thought, do I really want to sit here and think about 40-year-old scandals? It's happy birthday, Madonna. We're just going to move on. Here's my hot take on you, Madonna. You're not aging gracefully. You could have aged gracefully. You could have aged like this incredible, elegant, sophisticated. You adopted the British accent 20 years ago. And now what? You're just like Cockney scum? What? Come on. Be like this fancy elder statesman of entertainment. You're an icon, Madonna. You don't have to be running around in crazy clothes that a 25-year-old woman would wear. That's not what we need from you. Oh, that middle-aged white man preaching to Madonna about what she needs, what we need from her. I know. I'm just saying. She could have gone to Celine Dion. Hell, she could have gone the route that Adele is already going. Adele is already gone with this sort of elegant, sophisticated. But no, Madonna wanted to hang on to being 28 years old for another 40 years. So, now we got Madonna doing crazy old lady stuff. showing her midriff. I don't want to see, you're like 70, Madonna. How old is Madonna? 1958, 40, 50, 60, 62, 63, 64, 64 years old. Madonna, 64. She'll be retiring next year. All right, born on this day in 1962, Steve Carell, American actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. Could also do a Steve Carell draft. Didn't want to, though. Not for the same reason that I didn't want to do a James Cameron draft. I love Steve Carell. I think Steve Carell is a monster, an absolute treasure of our time. But I just didn't want to do it, Jeff. I mean, what are you going to do? Honestly, you got to start out with The Office, right? Is Steve Carell, this is, no matter what he does, and he, as it turns out, is a fantastic actor. I don't know what the hell Steve Carell could ever do in his career that is going to be better than Michael Scott from The Office. I mean, he's talented enough that he didn't get Gilligan, where like his entire career is just that bumbling Michael Scott. He was able to get away from that and do like some dramatic roles and certainly break away as a personality from the character of Michael Scott. But man, it doesn't matter. That's still going to be the best thing he ever did. I mean, I'm not only going to see him as Michael Scott, but when I think of Michael Scott from The Office, God, that was great. Dare I say, it's better than Ricky Gervais's. It is. I know. I'm not. The British Office is so much better. No, it's not. No, it's really not. The British Office is not so much better than the American Office. The British Office is great. British Office is like 12 episodes. I mean, who are you kidding? The American Office is like 100 episodes of sustained excellence. But I prefer the British one. Oh, shut up. The British version of The Office was the minor leagues. I'm sorry. I'm just throwing it out there. It's the minor leagues. It won minor league show of the year. It won the batting title in the minor leagues. It was elevated to the majors, and it became a Hall of Fame player. But let's stop acting like the 13 or so episodes of because it only aired for like 3 seasons maybe of The Office in England. And seasons in England are only like 5 or 6 episodes. So, oh, but the British Office is so much better. No, the British Office is great. British Office is hysterical. Shut up with that. It's better than the American Office. It's not better than the American Office. You're just being pretentious. You're trying to impress me with your level of sophistication, that you find the British slant on comedy, when it's put above The Office, to be superior to that of we Americans. Shut up with that. Stop it. It's not as good. Just on sheer volume, the American Office overwhelms the British Office with just content. It's like 10-1 content. Eddie Ulcek celebrating a birthday today. Eddie Ulcek, born on 1966. Eddie Ulcek is a Chicago hockey legend. He's a National Hockey League legend. He's, he does Stanley Cup games. He's one of the lead voices for national hockey games. He's a good guy. Battled cancer. Absolutely beloved, longtime voice of the Chicago Blackhawks. Had a weird contract thing a couple of months ago where he is no longer the voice of the Chicago Blackhawks. He's now the voice of the Kraken. Is he up in Seattle with the Seattle Kraken? A huge mistake. He'll be back. He'll be back in Chicago. I mean, he lives there. His family lives there. He owns businesses there and all that stuff. He's born and raised there. He's a local kid. And he went on to be a Blackhawk and a Red Wing and, all that stuff. So he'll be back. But, man, Eddie Ulcek. Eddie O, celebrating birthday today. Fun fact about Eddie Ulcek, back when I was in high school, Eddie Ulcek came from the next town over. He came from Palos, and I was in Orland, and we shared a school district. So, Eddie Ulcek was 3 years older than me, but he got drafted into the NHL when he was 18 or 19 years old. So he was basically a freshman in college who was actually playing NHL hockey, but he should have just been a freshman in college. So he couldn't go to bars and stuff. So Eddie Ulcek used to show up at high school parties when I was still in high school. He'd be like, he'd show up in a kegger and, dude, Eddie O's here. He'd be like, oh, good. Okay, great. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that he was a pro athlete going to high school parties. He was a 19-year-old pro athlete going to high school parties on the block he grew up in. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not weird. But it was always oh, cool, Eddie Ulcek's at this party. It was just I guess nobody's going to give a shit about us. Eddie Ulcek's here. Seemed to be a nice guy, though. I've met him. I didn't meet him then. You just be at the same party with him. You wouldn't talk to him. But I'd met him after. He's a nice guy. Nice guy. I mean, he's a Chicago media guy. He's born on this day in 1975. Eddie Ulcek, by the way, born in 1966. Born on this day in 1975. It's all been building to this one, folks. It's all been building to this birthday. This is a very big birthday around these parts. We're going to be celebrating it to, we're going to be taking it up to 11 around here. It is Taika Watiti's birthday. I love Taika Watiti. Not even 100% sure that I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Taika Watiti is a director. He is a comedian. He is an actor. He is, I'll tell you, I was just thinking about something. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and we'll get into Taika Watiti. I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was an interview with Jordan Peele, Key and Peele. Jordan Peele also. Oh, he's the new Hitchcock. People have elevated Jordan Peele to being one of the great directors of all time after 3 movies. I don't know. I liked all 3 of them. Get Out, Us, Nope. I liked all 3 of them. I don't know if he's the greatest. I enjoyed Nope a lot. Enjoyed all 3 of those movies a lot. He's very good. And it is very surprising when you see these movies that are like legitimately Oscar caliber movies. And then you go, that's the guy from Key and Peele. The guy from Key and Peele is now up on stage holding an Oscar. So it's a little weird. Taika Waititi is the same kind of thing. What is it about these incredibly talented comedians, these funny people who are now some of the most important directors in Hollywood? I mean, I would dare say that if I had a really hot film project, the two of the top directors that I would want to approach about directing my new project today in 2022 be Jordan Peele or Taika Waititi. I mean, they're like the 2 biggest, most I would say beloved, but certainly acclaimed young directors, and they're both comedians. They both come from comedy. All right, so yeah, we're going to do a Taika Waititi draft because he's my favorite current director. I love everything this guy does. Oh, and there is so much in such a short career. This guy is younger than me. This guy's only been out there doing movies for about a decade, but let's get into it. All right, with the first pick in the Taika Waititi draft, the Pugs and Company Show High Noon Edition is going to be selecting with the first overall pick. I believe the funniest movie ever made, What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows. That's right. I believe it's the funniest movie ever made. I can't think of another comedy that I've seen more than I've seen What We Do in the Shadows. It started about 10 years ago with my kid. My kid was like 4 or 5 years old. We used to roar 4 or 5. Then we're watching it when he's 6, 7. Then we're watching it when he's 9. And now he's 13. He's like, Dad, let's put on What We Do in the Shadows. And now we've got 3 seasons of the What We Do in the Shadows television series, which is on FX, which is, dare I say, the funniest 30-minute sitcom in all of television. So yes, with the first pick in the Taika Waititi draft, the original film from, I want to say, 2010, maybe, What We Do in the Shadows in the Taika Waititi draft. Number 2, Jojo Rabbit. Second pick in the Taika Waititi draft. I love Jojo Rabbit. I love that movie. That movie is like perfect. It's got everything. It's interesting. There's definitely an agenda to it. There is a message being put out by the filmmaker in this. Did I mention it's funny? Did I mention there's act? Did I mention the acting? It's the Sam Rockwell, Scarlett Johansson. Are you kidding me? Jojo Rabbit. I love Jojo Rabbit. About a little boy growing up in Nazi Germany who creates a imaginary friend, and that imaginary friend is Adolf Hitler. Jojo Rabbit. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. Let's see here. In the third round of the Taika Waititi draft, we are going to go with, oh boy, this was a hard one, but we're going to go in order. Third pick, Thor Ragnarok. That's right, Thor Ragnarok. Big argument between me and my 13-year-old son. I maintain, and I will die on this hill, that Thor Ragnarok is the best of the Marvel movies. The Thor Ragnarok is just the one that just stands above. I might argue with the original Guardians of the Galaxy could be in there as well, but the best, in my opinion, Marvel movie to this point has been Thor Ragnarok, and that is our third pick. The fourth pick in the Taika Waititi draft, the new one, Thor: Love and Thunder. It's so good. It's so good. Nobody does the Thor movies. You know how I love my Hemsworth as Thor. Oh, my God. All right, first pick, What We Do in the Shadows. Second pick, Jojo Rabbit. Third pick, Thor Ragnarok. Fourth pick, Thor Love and Thunder. Fifth pick. Have you ever seen Eagle versus Shark? Eagle versus Shark, probably about 13 years ago. Jermaine Clement stars. Jermaine Clement is Taika Watiti's partner. Not like gay partner, but like a comedy partner. Like they write and they produce a lot of things. So there you have it. That's your 5-round your 5-round draft. What We Do in the Shadows in the first round. Jojo Rabbit in the second round. Thor Ragnarok in the third round. Thor Love and Thunder in the fourth round. And Eagle versus Shark in the fifth round. That is the official draft order for the Taika Watiti draft on his birthday. But you better believe we're bringing people into camp as undrafted free agents. Oh, yeah. Flight of the Conchords, the HBO show. Hysterical. Executive produced by Taika Watiti, co-created by Taika Watiti. Flight of the Conchords gets an invite. How about The Mandalorian? Do we like them? Are we enjoying The Mandalorian? Taika Watiti. Wellington Paranormal. Have you ever seen Wellington Paranormal? Have you ever seen Reno 911 and wished, oh, if this could only be about ghosts? That's Wellington Paranormal. Reno 911 meets Ghostbusters. It's hysterical. Also getting an invite to camp, a new one on HBO Max. Don't know if you've seen Our Flag Means Death yet. Our Flags Mean Death gets a camp invite. Taika Watiti draft. And Reservation Dogs, which I got to be fair, I've only seen 2 episodes of the Amazon Prime series Reservation Dogs about kids, teenagers, and young adults growing up on an Indian reservation, but it's so good. It's so good. The first 2 episodes that I've seen are so good. And I know there's a bunch more, and I don't know why I didn't jump back into it, but now that I'm being reminded of it, I do. I have to jump back into Reservation Dogs on Amazon Prime. Jeff Glenn says Reservation Dogs is a great show. Yeah, it is a great show because everything Taika Watiti does is great. There you go. Happy birthday, Taika. A couple of deaths we're going to run through here. And you know what? Honestly, we shouldn't even run through these deaths because holy cow, is this a big day of deaths. We have got some, we've got some big ones. Let's see here. All right, right out of the box, we got Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth died on this day in 1948. There was probably not a bigger celebrity in the entire world as Babe Ruth. When Babe Ruth died, he died in 1948 on this day, born in 1895. Big death. Dead on this day in 1956, a major movie star, probably one of the biggest movie stars in the entire world at the time. We don't really remember him now, but Bela Lugosi. He played all of the scary monster movies from the 30s and in the 40s and in the 50s. Bela Lugosi died on this day in 1956. Those are 2 huge deaths. Two huge American, culturally iconic deaths. Babe Ruth and Bela Lugosi. On this day in 1977, Elvis Presley died. What? Babe Ruth, Bela Lugosi, and Elvis Presley? Are you kidding me? Elvis is trending. So we'll get into Elvis a little bit more. Also, dead on this day in 2018. All right, so you're telling me that you're going to give me Babe Ruth in 48, Bela Lugosi in 56. You're going to tell me Elvis Presley in 77, and you're saying there's another massive passing on this day? That's right, there was in 2018. Aretha Franklin. 2019, Peter Fonda. Look at this. Well, these are the people who have died on this day. Babe Ruth, Bela Lugosi, Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, Peter Fonda. Now, I think that if we were making an order of most important, we could probably move Bela Lugosi and Peter Fonda to the back of this list. Both tragic losses, very sad, very they're accomplished individuals, cultural icons, to be sure. Peter Fonda, Easy Rider, Bela Lugosi, scary monster movies. But we're talking about Babe Ruth, Elvis Presley, and Aretha Franklin. All right, so let's focus on Babe Ruth, Elvis Presley, and Aretha Franklin. I think we can move Aretha to third, right? Can we just all agree that it's not a race thing, it's not a gender thing. It is, if we're talking about the cultural importance and staying power of these 3 individuals, Babe Ruth, Elvis Presley or Aretha Franklin. I think Aretha comes in third there. So the real conversation is between who was the bigger death on this day, Babe friggin' Ruth or Elvis Presley. And I don't know. I spent a good 5 minutes contemplating this while I was taking my morning constitutional. I really did. I thought this one through because I was like, Elvis Presley, though, man, that was global. And I'm like, Babe Ruth, though, also global and in a different era. What baseball was a world uniter, like the entire world. Well, rock and roll, Elvis Presley was a world uniter. He was. Babe Ruth or Elvis Presley? I don't know. I couldn't come to a decision. Actually, I did come to a decision. It was Elvis Presley, but it's close. It was Elvis Presley, won Babe Ruth too. Okay, let's get into all the things that are trending. Oh, also, I should mention this. I sometimes a little bit of local relevance here. Happy birthday to Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish is celebrating his birthday today. I remember when Yu Darvish came to town. I remember when, oh boy, that Japanese, Persian community here in Dallas, they just came up. Yeah, he was, is he still with the Padres? Is Yu Darvish still with the Padres? Who did he go? Did he go Rangers? Cubs, Padres? And he's still with the Padres? I don't know. Hell of a player when he was playing. I don't know what he's getting into now. Speaking of the Padres, I noticed this last night. The San Diego Padres are like 13 games above 500. They're crushing it. They're like 13 games above 500. And they're like 20 games out of first place. Actually, I think they're like 17 games out of first place. They're like 17. The San Diego Padres are just killing it. I mean, look, maybe you're a Ranger fan. I'm a White Sox fan and a Ranger fan. So, my teams, we hover around 500. We know that magic line of 500 we're trying to get above. I couldn't imagine being in a division where I am 13 games over 500 and still 17 games out of first place in August. It's crazy. All right, let's get into what's trending today. Let's run through all of these. American Airlines is trending. Here, another little bit of hometown news. American Airlines is trending because they've committed to purchase 20 supersonic jets. That's right. Boom Aircraft is a company that is bringing back the supersonic jet. Remember Concorde? We had the Concorde. We haven't had supersonic jets in like 20 years. Boom Aircraft is a new aircraft company committed to re-entering the space of the supersonic air travel for the commercial venture. And they've bought 20. 20 of these planes now are going to American Airlines. So American Airlines is 20 planes deep into a commitment to bring back supersonic air travel. I always wanted to fly supersonic, but, the problem with the Concorde was that it was so expensive. It was like so expensive, like ridiculous, like needlessly expensive. Like they tried to keep it just for like the same 1,000 people in the world. Like 1,000 people are the only people that we want flying in these planes. And they there was no reason. There was absolutely no reason in terms of modern technology that it needs to take 6 hours to fly from New York to London. Doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. But for some weird reason, it does. I mean, we could cut that trip down to like 2 hours. We could cut that trip down to a car ride from Dallas to Austin. New York to London could be cut down. It's coming. It should also be noted that American Airlines has purchased 15 of the Boom supersonic jets. American Airlines here in Dallas, Fort Worth, they've placed an order for 20. Non-refundable too. They gave the money. It doesn't matter. They gave the money and it's non-refundable. The FDA and hearing aids are trending today. Why? Because the FDA has made it now legal. Can't believe it wasn't legal. But apparently now you can get hearing aids over the counter without a prescription. Why would you have needed a prescription? Why is hearing aids the kind of thing? Why is me walking into a store and suddenly being able to hear better? Why does that need to be regulated? Why does my desire to hear better? I don't get it. But it's a big deal. Hearing aids are now over the counter. Well, not now, but they will be shortly. the FDA has approved the sale of hearing aids without a prescription. It's just so stupid. I don't understand why that would be. Jill Biden is trending. The First Lady of the United States is trending. She's popped hot for the Rona. That's right. Jill Biden's got the Rona now. Alligator Attack is happening. Here's a story. This one's trending out of South Carolina. I don't know if you saw this. I watched this on CNN earlier this morning. This was, look, I'm well established in whenever someone is killed by an animal, my very first thought is, what was that person doing so close to that animal? Or what was that animal doing so close to these people? Because that's really important, okay? Like, if I am in a shopping mall and I'm killed by a bear, that's not a professional football player. I mean, the animal, a bear. If I'm in a shopping mall and I'm killed by a bear, that's probably not my fault. But if I'm like 50 miles deep into Yellowstone, lost with no water or food, and I'm killed by a bear, that's not the bear's fault. That's my fault for being where I am. So let's take a look at this woman who was eaten by an alligator and see if it was her fault or if it was the alligator's fault. Because I'll tell you, I haven't read the story. I damn well promise you that the authorities in that town, they rustled up a posse and they went and they hunted down that alligator for doing what alligators do. We always do. We always blame the animal. We always go after the animal. A woman from South Lake was killed by a cheetah on an African safari. And so they went into the jungle and they killed the cheetah. An 88-year-old woman, 88. Woo! Grandma died fighting an alligator. Woo! An 88-year-old woman was killed by an alligator after she slipped into a pond while gardening at an adult living community. Oh, it's one of these like old people places. Authorities in South Carolina told CNN and its affiliate WTOC. Around 11:15 a.m. on Monday, authorities were called to the Sun City Hilton Head reports of an alligator guarding a woman's body near the man-made lagoon on the property. Oh, the gator was guarding her. I think the gator also killed her. Sun City Hilton Head is an active adult community home with more than 16,000 residents on over 5,000 acres. This according to its website. All right, don't give me a pop-up. Okay, I don't need a TransUnion credit card. Please. What? Now I can't read the story? What? What? I got to pop. There's no X. There's no X to get out. All right. She was gardening, and she was gardening near a garden. She's 88 years old. She has a garden that's near a pond where she knows there's alligators. Why do you live where there's alligators? Why do they put an old folks' home on a pond that has man-eating carnivores? And then you're going to populate the grounds with slow-moving elderly people. Could have saw that happening. I could have saw it. Probably, before you open up the old folks' home and let the oldsters just kind of roam free on the grasses there, maybe you just eliminate all of the predators from the water. I don't know. That seems like a thing that maybe someone should have thought about. Hey, we're building this old folks community. We're going to let them teeter about. Maybe we should get rid of the crocodiles. Or I don't know if they're alligators or I don't even know what the difference is between a crocodile and an alligator, if I'm being honest. Like, if I was pushed, I would be like, alligators are North American, crocodiles come from Egypt, right? The Nile. You always think about crocodiles. But that's not true either, because I think we got crocodiles in America, too. I don't know. Anyway, alligator attack. This one was an alligator attack. Ezra Miller is trending again. That's right. We are the show that keeps tabs on Ezra Miller. He's trending today, though. This is a legit trend. Why? Because after all of the nonsense that the Flash actor, Ezra Miller, plays the Flash in the DC comic book universe, the Flash movies, the Justice League movies, Superman, Batman, Flash always makes an appearance. Ezra Miller plays Flash in these very big DC movies, and Ezra Miller's a bit of an idiot. Ezra Miller is he's gotten a lot of trouble with drink. He's been in Hawaii for like the last couple of months. He's been running around. He's been getting arrested. He's now with them. So, all of that's, he's being very, He's claiming that, like, he's being harassed in Hawaii because he's trans. It's like, come on, man, it's Hawaii. There's a lot of trans people in Hawaii. That's not a thing, man. You're being harassed because you're drunk and you're being a dick to people. That's why. And you're a celebrity. So, all right, so he does all that. Then he leaves Hawaii and he ends up like in Vermont where he's got like some property and he's apparently living there with a woman and her young child. But this woman and her young child are on the run from her abusive husband. So Ezra Miller claims. So he's protecting her and there's a whole bunch of guns and weapons in the house. But it's also an illegal cannabis farm at this house. So that's another thing that the police are looking into. And then the other day, Ezra Miller got himself charged with breaking into a neighbor's house and stealing all their liquor. That's right. Middle of the night, he apparently walked over to the neighbor's house, broke in, stole their liquor, went back to his house, drank it all. All right. So all of those things, those issues surrounding the star of the Warner Brothers DC Universe, The Flash, all of those things have been causing great consternation with the people at Warner Brothers. Like, what are we going to do here? We got like $100 million Flash movie that this guy is anchored to, and he is spinning off the globe. So after all of that, finally, Ezra Miller would like to take some responsibility, and this is why he's trending. Ezra Miller, the Flash star, is now seeking treatment for mental health issues. Yeah, well, here, let's get a look at him. Here. This is what we're dealing with here with old Ezra Miller these days. He looks like a glam rocker from like 1978. That's kind of like what he looks like to me. Look at him. Right? I mean, what are those? What has he got? Skulls? What has he got? Like he's some kind of like Haitian dictator. He's wearing like a necklace of skulls and looks to steel. And I don't know. Ezra Miller, who stars in the upcoming DC film The Flash, is seeking treatment for matters related to mental health. This, according to a statement Miller provided to CNN through a representative. Having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand that I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment, Miller said. I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. Miller, who is non-binary and uses they/them pronouns, added, I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life. Miller's statement comes after a string of legal issues that have kept the actor in the headlines and their future on the big and putting their future on the big screen in question. All right, so Ezra Miller is going to get himself some help. Good for him. Good for him. Hey, Florence Pugh and Zach Braff have broken up. They're both trending right now. Florence Pugh, don't know who she is. She's an actress. And Zach Braff, barely know who he is. He's a former actor. I don't know, director now. What does Zach Braff do? Anyway, apparently they were a hot Hollywood couple. They did not break my top list. My hot Hollywood couples, of course, top of that list is Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, followed by Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. And then really it's just a mad scramble from that point. I'd have to really investigate my list and put it together. It's in a shambles with the recent Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde breakup. I can't explain it. However, Florence Pugh and Zach Braff never made my list. Didn't know they were together. But how about this? 21-year age difference. 21. I'm like, Zach Braff is my age. Who's this Florence Pugh? Oh, she's just a young 22-year-old. I don't know. She's like 26 or something. But he's like 50. So whatever. 21-year age difference. Adorable couple. I'm looking at a picture of them right here. They are adorable. But they're no longer together. The Addams Family is trending. All right. So this comes out of... This is a new show. Okay, so there's a new show, Vanity Fair is reporting. And did it debut tonight? I don't know what we're looking at. Is it Tim Burton's? Apparently, well, I'm just going to click on it, and then I'll tell you all the details because that's really the point of the show. I tell you what's trending, I tell you why it's trending, and then we go from there. Meet the new Addams Family from Tim Burton's Wednesday. All right, so this is apparently a Netflix show or something like that. Okay, let's close this. Let's get a look at these people. I'll show you these people. Here's the new Addams Family. I don't know. Let's just check them out and you tell me what you think. Here we go. Tim Burton, new show. Is this Netflix? This might be a new show called Wednesday on Netflix. I don't know. We'll investigate. We'll read it together. Look at them. Look at them. That's the new Addams Family. All right, so I've got some questions here. Oh, I'm not sharing it yet. Here we go. All right, so that's the new Addams Family. That is on the far left, playing the role of Morticia Addams. That is Catherine Zeta-Jones. That's right, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Then you got Wednesday. That is the titular character from the new show that Tim Burton is making. So I guess what do? We compare her to Christina Ricci, right? We think because that is that the Wednesday Addams that we prefer? Read this story. I don't want what? Why can't I? I don't want to. Oh God, I hate this. Anyway, there you go. You can see him right there in the corner. She looks a little bit more. She looks a little scarier than Christina Ricci, right? Christina Ricci had kind of a scampy thing, like yeah, Christina Ricci is like an Addams and she's a killer and crazy and all that, but there's something kind of charming and sweet. This Wednesday looks scary. And then you got Luis Guzman, the great Luis Guzman playing Gomez Addams. Love it. And then we get to Pugsley, all right, my namesake. I don't like what we're doing with Pugsley here. You can't really see him here. He's on the far left. He's not fat. He's not fat. He's like they're trying to make him fat. Pugsley's supposed to be fat. He's like a fat little kid. I don't know. Anyway, that's all the rage right now. Everyone's talking about the Addams Family because there's a new show. The Addams Family has taken many forms over the years, from the 1960s era TV and the big budget 1990 movies to a 2010 Broadway musical, and most recently, 2 offbeat CG animated features, with each shape shifting to conform to, or really deviate from, the norms of the times. No idea what I just read. In the new Netflix series Wednesday, centered on the family's ominous only daughter, the household of macabre bon vivants hews closer to the original design of cartoonist Charles Addams that first appeared in pages of The New Yorker. Behold, Catherine Zeta-Jones as matriarch Morticia, Luis Guzman as Gomez, Jenna Ortega as Wednesday, and Isaac Ordonez as Pugs. Hey, when did the Addams Family become Latino? When was that? Hey, wait a second. Is this some cultural appropriation going on here? Because the Addams Family, I'm sorry, they were not Latino, and it seems that every single member of the new Addams Family, with the exception of Catherine Zeta-Jones, who, let's be honest, she could pass for, there was a time when I used to get her confused with Salma Hayek and Penelope Cruz. So, she's in that grouping. But honestly, we got a Guzman and Ortega and Ordonez as the new Addamses. As a white man, I feel like all of my great sinister comic book characters are being appropriated from me. I don't like this. But you know what? I'm going to look past it, because Luis Guzman as Gomez Addams, he's so great. I love Luis Guzman. Is there a better picture of these people? Let me see if there's a better picture of them. No, that's the original Addams Family. Catherine Zeta-Jones is still really, really good looking. Okay, all right. So here's all right. So I'll show you this one. We'll do this one now. Here's a different picture. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's going to do that same thing though, isn't it? It's not going to let me show the picture. I don't understand why on one of these things I can see the pictures, but all right. All right, yeah. I think maybe I got the full picture until that thing. Oh, and it did it to me again. All right. El Gamboa says, isn't his name Gomez? Yeah, his first name is Gomez. His last name is Addams. Addams is a white European name. Addams. Gomez. Just because his name is Gomez. Gomez would be a Latino last name. Not a first. We talked about this last night. James Parker went on a rant about how he's tired of people taking last names and giving them to kids as first names. Gomez Addams might be the original. Last name. He's not. Al says anything last name ending in a Z is Latino, right? By the way, I am as Latino as James Parker. Okay. All right. Al says they always danced the tango. Well, they did because they were sophisticates. That was not because it was any sort of, due to their cultural upbringing or anything. They just, Morticia Gomez Addams knew how to tango because they were very sophisticated. They were into that kind of thing. All right, so that's why the Addams Family is trending. Nurses are trending because in Minneapolis, it looks like a bunch of nurses are going to go on strike today. That's not good. We shit on nurses. Youth football. Recap of the story that we talked about yesterday from Lancaster here, where the brother of Aqib Talib, is it Aqib Talib? Yeah, the brother of Aqib Talib shot and killed another coach at a Lancaster youth football game on Saturday night. Was it Saturday night here in the Metroplex? I'm not sure. And then, of course, Aqib Talib's brother, and doesn't this suck for Aqib Talib? Because I can't remember the dude's name. His brother's name is like Aqua Talib. It's another name that I'm not familiar with, so I didn't commit it to memory. But I know Aqib Talib because he was a famous football player. So Aqib Talib's brother shoots the guy dead right there during the youth football game and then runs away. He's missing for 24 hours. He has turned himself in, and they're saying, sorry. I don't know what the hell. I mean, you can't do, right? Open and shut. You can't just shoot somebody. His life is over. You got to hope. Oh, man, it is hot as hell in here, man. Did I tell you about how my air conditioning in this unit is working at it's only working at 50%, if even that. And I'm starting to sweat like a pig. Hold on. Sorry, I got a text message. There you go. That's my landlord. The AC guy will be there between 2 and 5. All right, good. Oh, very good. All right. I can't even tell if it's blowing at the minute because I am really sweating. I'm trying to feel where the vent is coming. Oh, should we do a round of Heatwave Poker? Should we see what we're looking at? All right, let's do a little Heatwave Poker because I'm feeling it. Look at this. All right, here we go. Heatwave Poker. Tell me what the temperature is where you are. It's 99 degrees in Highland Park. So tell me where you are calling from, where you are streaming and what the temperature is. 99 degrees. It's probably, you got 100. April's got 100 in Arlington. Oh my God. When is this going to end? I know it's August. I know we're only halfway through August. When is this going to end? Sorry. Look, you can see I'm starting to sweat. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I feel like I just felt it blowing. I don't know. Hold on. I just got another text here. Okay. It's the boy's mom. But the boy's mom checking in for weekend plans. All right, let's continue on. Woo, it's hot as hell. So Aqib Talib's brother turned himself in. Says he's sorry. We'll see where that goes. Okay, so this is a weird story that's coming out of L.A. Let's spend a little. Tom Beller's got 78 degrees in the beautiful cornfields of Decatur, Illinois. Look at that. Oh, you know what I would do for 78 degrees? As it stands, it's currently 99 degrees. It's gonna go up. It's gonna be 105. It's gonna be really bad today, isn't it? It's gonna be another one of these terrible days. It's 89 in the house. That's about as good as I can get the air conditioning going at this point, to about 89 degrees. That's okay. It's still working. It's working. It's just not. I think it just needs Freon. Is that just a little shot of the Freon? I think that's all it needs. All right. So this story here I wanted to talk about because this is kind of a there's a lot of moving parts with this story. So this comes to you from any teachers out there. Oh, but Tom Beller's in the chat room. He's a teacher. He might be interested in this. God, this is so funny. This is just a bunch of people tripping over their dicks. That's all this story is. This is just a bunch of dick trippers. Black mom. So we're establishing the race of the mom who's angry. Black mom sues LA Unified School District over cotton picking project at elementary school. All right, so this has been trending now for 2 days. I was going to bring it up last night on James Parker, but it's still trending in the top 10 on Google. So I figured, why not? We'll talk about it today. A black parent has filed a civil rights lawsuit against the Los Angeles Unified School District and the Board of Education, saying that a cotton field was set up at an elementary school back in 2017. 5 years ago. Back in 2017, that was intended to teach students about the experiences of slaves. All right, let's just stop right here. So a school district in LA, somebody said, hey, let's teach about slavery, because let me tell you, we need to teach kids about slavery. That is not something that we need to pretend didn't happen. It's history. We did it. Those who do not is it those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it? Whatever. Holocaust, Nazis, slavery. Yes, these are all moments where humanity fell, and we need to teach the coming rising generations about the times that their predecessors failed. Okay, those were failures of humanity. So that's all. So that's fine. That's fine. You, of course, teach my kid about slavery. Jesus, I don't want my kid to be stupid. No, I want my kid to know about the world. So yes, good idea. Teach my kid about slavery. You want to do what now? You want to build a cotton field? And you want to send a bunch of third graders out in the LA, Southern California sun to pick cotton, to teach them about... So nobody, and again, this is 5 years ago. So nobody in the school went, that's really stupid. That's it. Not only does it not teach them about slavery, we could teach them better about slavery by, showing them some documentaries, some really good. But no, you Mrs. Stupid Ass, you want to send these, you want to build a cotton field out there. What we're going to use a softball diamond? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to tear up the softball diamond. We're going to tear up the softball diamond. We're going to put it in a cotton field, and we're going to let the kid. Okay, so can we all agree? Teaching kids about slavery, very important. Teaching kids about slavery and thinking that erecting a cotton field in a school common area is the way to do it. No. Rashunda Pitts, this is the mom, Rashunda Pitts said that her 14-year-old daughter, who was referred to as SW in the lawsuit, experienced emotional distress as a result of the project at Laurel Span School, that her social justice teacher said was to help students gain a real-life experience as to what the African-American slaves had endured. Children in 2022 do not need the real-life experience of what it was like to be enslaved in 1850. Social justice teacher? I am a left-leaning moderate, so you want to have a conversation about social justice, I will gladly sit and I will talk to you about it. I, too, have concerns. Social justice teachers, it deserves its own special classification in schools? This is just so stupid. This is all of these things, they're all just done so that they can point to their community, whether the community is more of a progressive community or whatever. In this case, it would be a more progressive community. They want to be able to point to their community and go, well, look at all the money that we've put into social justice. We've got a full-time social justice teacher. Stupid. It's stupid. There's no, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to fix anything. Okay. It's just another person you can pay. And then you can tell your people in the community, look at what we're doing. We care about this issue. The mom Pitts said that in September of 2017, and I'm not letting this mom look, this mom is right. It's absurd that they would have, but first of all, your daughter is not broken for life because of it. Okay. She's 14 now. It was 5 years ago. She was 9. So a teacher suggested that she go out and participate in this class project. Ill-advised class project, no doubt. Stupid class project. Shouldn't have been done. The teacher shouldn't be teaching because she's a dummy to think that this isn't inappropriate. Okay, stupid class project. You were 9 years old. You're not broken for life. So 5 years later, now you're schooling, you're going to sue the school district because what, you're 14 now and you still haven't gotten over it? There's a whole lot, like I said, a whole lot of moving parts here, a whole lot of people tripping over their dicks. These are all, I agree with the mom. It's absurd to have this. Mom is an idiot for suing 5 years later. Okay, mom, sorry, you're right. It was a bad move, but, and the school, they built a cotton field. The school. So how many people had to check that off? Nobody went, wait, we're building what? We're building a what? A cotton field? Nobody said that. It was all just, well, that sounds like a stellar idea. After Pitts expressed her disappointment with the project, Wisniewski, who was the school counselor and vice principal, agreed that the project was in bad taste and said that the school's principal would reach out to Pitts. The lawsuit states. The school principal, Diaz, listened to Pitts' request for the cotton field to be taken down in 24 hours. All right, so back in 2017, this teacher came in and demanded to be taken down in 24 hours. And back in 2017, the principal of the school said, yeah, we ain't going to do that. We're not going to take it down. The school principal didn't even say it was a bad idea. At least the school vice principal was like, yeah, I don't like this idea either. But you know what? These people are stupid and they just okayed it. So now we have a cotton field where the softball fields used to be. So she said, I want to take it down in 24 hours. And the principal in 2017 was like, nope, that ain't going to happen. Well, I gotta hire somebody now to come in and destroy a cotton field. How do you even destroy a cotton field? You want me to do this in 24 hours? What are you, nuts? And then, of course, it wasn't done in 24 hours. So it became a thing. I don't know. But I think that's a hysterical story. And one of the reasons that one of the things that I like most about this story is that, so you've got the outraged mom, the African-American mom, who is rightfully questioning the school's decision to build a cotton field in order to teach children what slavery was like. Did they also build a whipping post? Did they put a whipping, maybe over by the jungle gym there on the playground area? Maybe some stocks. Maybe they could have installed some stocks. Nobody uses those bar climber things, right? Get rid of those. Put some stocks in there. Let's really teach the kids what slavery was like. But here's what I like. here's kind of what I get a real sort of devious laughter out of. Everybody in this story is well-intentioned. Everybody in this story. There's nobody in this story that's evil. There's a lot of stupid people in this story. A lot of dumb, let's do what's right. A lot of really stupid, non-realistic types in this story. But nobody's really mean. Like the social justice teacher, like her intentions are good. I can't imagine that her intentions are bad. She's probably like, a lefty Bernie Sanders type and all of that. And then she's getting hammered by the very people that she was trying to defend, it's like she thought it was I think it's a good idea to teach young black children about what it was like to be slavery by making them work third period in a cotton field. Like she really thought that was, she was doing something good. It's just, it didn't work out for her. All right. Here's one. Let's see here. It's the LA cotton field story. So we'll see how that goes. That story is developing. ... Lies. A new study. We like to do new studies on this show. There's a new study that says that each and every one of us tells at least 4 lies a day. Do you? Do you tell 4 lies a day? That's what it says. It says that half of Americans believe that they are good at spotting a lie. Hold on. I don't know why this isn't. There we go. There's another thing Parker was recently talking about. These little lies that we tell each other. Pugs and Parker, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, every Monday through Thursday we have. It's the second stream that we do here. You look great. Average person tells 4 lies per day, survey shows. The telltale signs someone might be lying are avoiding eye contact and nervously talking. But even the most experienced poker face has a revealing tell. That's according to a poll of nearly 2,000 adults, which reveals an overwhelming majority consider themselves a cut above the rest when it comes to being able to spot a liar. Interestingly, just a quarter, 24%, think they have an excellent poker face themselves, with 37% thinking overall they're good at pulling the wool over the eyes of others. Less than only 20%. Less than only 20 surveyed, less than 3% feel that they have a terrible poker face. I'll tell you what I'm good at. I'm good at spotting a lie. I'm good at being able to spot a con. I don't know how I developed this or when I developed this. I don't know. Maybe it was because I single mom. Single mom had boyfriends. You know, as a young child, maybe I had to spot cons right away. You know, I had to size up whoever mom was dating at the moment. And she didn't date a lot. She wasn't like, promiscuous or anything like that. But a couple of dudes, size them up. All right, who are you going out with tonight? This guy? What's this guy's deal? You size him up. Maybe that has something to do with it. Always very protective. On average, Americans fib 4 times a day. Respondents also feel that someone lies to them at least 6 times a day. That's a weird number. That's not a real. There's no thought behind that number. How many times a day does someone lie to you? 6. You didn't really think of that. It's probably more. It is probably more. I mean, if you include stuff like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. They're not doing great. They're not doing great. They're actually having kind of a shit day, but they didn't want to bring that on you. So there's a lie. There's one. See, they it's quick. I'm starving. No, you're not. You're not starving. That's another lie. You're telling me you're starving. Man wrestles shark on a beach. Okay, so this is sort of a companion story to the crocodile or alligator story. Remember we saw the woman, the old lady in South Carolina was eaten by an alligator. This is a beach in New York. This is some dude in, I don't know where it is. Probably that place in New York where Jaws took place. I don't know. Amity Island. Is that a real place? I know Amityville is. I don't know if Amity Island is. All right, so here we got some video here. Man wrestles shark in New York. Man wrestles shark on New York beach in shocking video. Let's enjoy this, shall we? All right, so this is just like a New Yorker guy. He gets into a down. Come on. All right. See what I'm putting up with. Buffering. I don't understand it. It's this computer. The other computer, I don't know. Okay. Don't need that. All right. So we're not going to see this fighting the shark on a beach in New York. However, if I just go to YouTube, I could probably find it. Picture of him. See him there? Look at him. There's a screenshot of him fighting a shark. Okay. And where's the video? Oh, there's another picture of him. That's a big shark. That's a big one. Like at first I thought it was a little one. That's a pretty good sized shark. Where's the video? Come on, show me the damn video. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Holy this dude. All right, so he seems to be holding it by the tail. See him right here? So like he's like holding the shark by the tail. Holy shit! He got it on a rope. Is there a line? What is he doing? Get away! Just get away from it! Look at this, idiot!
Is it?
What are you, a marine biologist? No, but I slept at a Marriott.
Right there, Larry. There. Right there. There the phone.
What is he doing? What does he want? Bolt cutters? What? Anyway, there you go. That's the story. A man wrestled a shark on a beach in New York. There you go. That's gone viral. A lemonade stand. Here's another story that's going to get you upset. This one got me upset. Lemonade stand story. This comes out. Is this South Carolina too? I think this might be a South Carolina story. So, little girl, adorable little girl, 8 years old. Oh, this is Ohio. Starts a lemonade. We see this like once a year, so be prepared to be angry. Started a lemonade stand, and then the police got called, and the police had to shut down the lemonade stand. Yeah, I'll show you some pictures. You show you some pictures. You got to see pictures of this. This is because so cute, cute little girl in her cute little lemonade stand, and the police come by because she didn't have a permit, a city permit. That's right. That's the world that we live in now. We're shutting down little kids. All American, Norman Rockwell, small town USA, little kid lemonade stand. Let's call the SWAT team. They show guns drawn to shut her down for not having the proper community credentials. Look at her. Okay, first, look at this. Look at this adorable little kid. Look at she built the whole thing. She's got like a whole thing. It's like a whole table, and she's decorated it. She's got pink lemonade there. She's got red silo cups. She's got everything she needs. And the police came and shut her down. The hell? More pictures. Look at her there. Look at her. Asa lemonade stand. Lemonade, $1. $1. They shut her down. Do you know why they shut her down? Because she lives on a block that is adjacent to an area that was having a festival, a carnival. A carnival moved in like down the block, and they were operating for the weekend. And apparently the vendors at the carnival didn't like that people could walk into the carnival and purchase a $1 lemonade from this little girl and then not pay for like an $8 bottle of water at the carnival. They were getting mad at that, so they sent the police in. Carney scum. Carney scum. Shut down a little girl. This is why I couldn't be a police officer. This is why I couldn't be a police officer. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I couldn't be a police officer, but this is easily one of them. So if I'm on patrol and I get a call and they're like, yeah, we got to shut down an illegal lemonade stand being operated by an 8-year-old crime lord. If I get that call and I show up and I pull up at the lemonade stand, I'm not shutting the 8-year-old lemonade stand down. I'm not. That is not in that moment as a community police officer. That is not in the best interest of me serving the community to shut down an 8-year-old girl's. So, it's just so ridiculous. So who was the cop that showed him? By the book. Gotta do it by the book. Gotta shut you down. You gotta pay $40 down at the city council there. You gotta pay them so that you can then sell your lemonade for. This is why I couldn't be a cop. I couldn't be a cop. They'd be like, "You need to shut her down. It's the law." And I'd be like, "Fuck you. I'm out. I'm gonna go be a fireman or something else." Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Says here, though, that before shutting it down, the cop did buy a lemonade. So isn't that nice? No, it's not nice. You're still an asshole. You know you're an asshole. Just ignore the call. Just ignore the lemonade girl call. You don't even got to do it. All right, what else do we have? Here's something new. This is interesting. This is trending today. I saw this trending today, and I was like, why the hell is this trending? This is a weird one. So Manti Te'o was trending. Manti Te'o, longtime NFL linebacker, played for Notre Dame, was very good in college. And if you remember, Manti Te'o had a situation when he was in college where his grandmother and his girlfriend both died like within days of each other. Now, this inspired Manti Te'o to have one of the great seasons in certainly Notre Dame defensive history, but college football as well. I mean, he was up there in Heisman as a linebacker. I mean, he was having a monster season, and he said it was all due to the inspiration of the passing of his grandmother who raised him and his girlfriend. So then it turns out that there was never a girlfriend, that he was catfished, that this is the early days of catfishing. Remember Manti Te'o and his fake girlfriend? He's talked about how much he loved her, but then he had to admit that he'd never actually met her, that it was an online relationship, which was weird because he was a good-looking kid. He was a good-looking Notre Dame linebacker. You would think he could get girls, right? You would think that he wouldn't be susceptible to being catfished, but no, he was. So anyway, now I believe is this also a Netflix show? There is a new, I don't know if it's a true crime. What would you call this? A docuseries? Where is Naya Tuiasosopo from? The girlfriend who didn't exist. Meet the woman who catfished Manti Te'o. Okay, so back in 2012, a very bizarre story emerged in the sports world about the mysterious girlfriend of Notre Dame football star Manti Te'o. Right before playing and winning the national championship game that year, Manti had publicly announced that his girlfriend... Okay, this is a story from Women's Health. Right out of the box, it's wrong. What the fudge? Back in 2012, right before playing and winning the national championship game, Notre Dame didn't win the national championship that year. Manti Te'o didn't win the national championship game. As a matter of fact, I think they got their asses blown out by LSU. What the hell? I think that was the Jamarcus Russell game where Jamarcus Russell just went nuts. Okay, Women's Health. But this is the problem with report. So much shit is wrong in high-end published reports. This is Women's Health. Which is a legitimate publication. It's not like, just somebody in their basement making a fake news magazine. Back in 2012, a very bizarre story emerged in the sports world. Right before playing and winning, no, you didn't win the national championship game that year, Manti had publicly announced that his girlfriend, Lanai Kekua, had died of leukemia 6 hours after his grandmother had passed away. This, according to Sports Illustrated. But details eventually surfaced that Lanai never actually existed. Manti later admitted he had never actually met her in person, and investigative reporters determined that he was the victim of a catfishing scheme, aka luring someone into a romantic relationship using a fake online persona. One of the people who posed as Lanai was a person named Naya Tuiasosopo. And this whole strange story is now the topic of a new Netflix documentary called The Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist. All right, so there you go. I am interested in that because I remember that story. But seriously, Women's Health, he didn't play in and win a national championship. He played in and lost the national championship. Yet here you are. I guess that's a better story. He won. No, he didn't. He lost. And he got his heart broken. And he got catfished. And he was a national humiliation. It was terrible for him. Terrible. Elvis is trending. Elvis is trending today. People are talking about how much they love the old king of rock and roll. Because on this day in 1977, Elvis Presley passed away. Do you remember where you were the day Elvis Presley passed away? Some of you probably weren't even born. I do. I was in the front seat of my mom's car. Eric Krasinski was in the back seat. We were going to Orland Park Pioneer football practice. It was like 3:30 or something in the afternoon. I don't think we had started school yet, but it was early in football practice. We were driving to football practice, and they came on the radio, and they said Elvis was dead. I was at the corner of 151st Street and LaGrange Road. That's where I was. I remember when I heard Elvis died, who I was with, where I was. Don't remember the radio station, but I do remember where I was. I was in front of the movie theaters at 151st and LaGrange Road in Orland Park on my way to football practice. I've also been banned from Graceland for life. On the 20th anniversary of Elvis's passing, I went down to Graceland and I got banned for life for jumping in his swimming pool. That's a thing. What else can I say about Elvis? I never really, he seems fine. I think that Elvis Presley is really big and super massively popular because there wasn't a whole lot of competition for him back then. You know what I mean? It was there was Elvis and there was Pat Boone and then there was a bunch of black guys who weren't allowed on TV. So it was Elvis, he became the guy. So whatever. However, with that said, over the weekend on Friday night, I saw the new Baz Luhrmann Elvis film. Have you seen this yet? Yeah, it's the big one. Oh, Tom Hanks, Austin Butler, Baz Luhrmann. Oh, he's so good with the musical genre. So Friday, it's a long movie. It's like a 3-hour movie. It's Elvis. It's the one that just came out. Anyway, it's available. You can get it on YouTube or whatever now if you want to pay for it. I was able to watch it. I enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, let me just say this about the Elvis movie. I don't want to soft sell it. It's great. It is tremendous. It is 3 hours of just dazzling spectacle. It is 3 hours of wow. Well, and the story, I will say this, it is a 3-hour movie. It didn't feel like 3 hours. It really didn't. Going into it, the first 10 minutes of the movie, I'm like, okay, Christ, how long is this? 3 hours. Oh my God, am I going to make it? And then, in the blink of an eye, 3 hours were up and I was like, oh, whoa, this is over now. Oh my God, he's already Fat Elvis in Vegas. Oh, this movie really kind of moved along. It is very good. I got to tell you, probably, I'm trying to think of what. I really liked Nope. I'm trying to think of other movies that I have seen this year that I really enjoyed. I think Elvis might be the best movie of the year so far. I think it might be the best movie that I've seen all year. The Batman was good though too. I really liked the Batman. That was another long one though. Yeah. Nope was really good, but I don't think it's going to be appreciated the way. Anyway, Elvis, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to clock Elvis in right now. Elvis, the Baz Luhrmann film that was just released a couple of months ago. I think it's the best movie of 2022 so far. See it. It's good. Oh, and here was my concern. I was like, so is this a musical? Like, I don't watch musicals. I don't watch like movies where they sing the dialogue. I have no interest in that. I will not watch that. I have never watched that. So there was a slight concern when I heard people saying it's a musical. It's not a musical. It's not a musical. It is a movie with musical numbers because it's Elvis Presley, because he does some. But also, I would say this, the use of contemporary music, it was so great. It really was. They just did such an amazing job. It's very good. And it's not a musical. I was really worried that it was going to be a musical. It's not a musical. Like, I thought, you ever seen Rocket Man? You know that Elton John movie? That movie sucked. I hated that movie. And I love Elton John. And I was really interested, especially coming off the Queen movie, was very interested in seeing a story of Elton John. And then they gave me just this garbage. It was like a musical singing and stupid. No, it made no sense. This is not that. The Elvis movie is not the Rocket Man movie. The Elvis movie is the Elvis movie is better than the Queen movie. I'll say that. I didn't love the Queen movie. I mean, I thought the Queen movie was great. It was fun. But honestly, there's a whole lot more about the history of Queen that they didn't even go near in that movie that I was like, well, you're not going to talk about, they didn't do any of that. So it was a little bit empty. So I would say that the Elvis movie is better than the Queen movie. There you go. All right, Elvis. Google Doodle is trending today. If you've been on Google at all today, you've probably seen their doodle. Let's see, what is the doodle? I always look at the doodles. I always get angry. As a middle-aged white man, I always go, where's Henry Ford? Why aren't we commemorating Thomas Edison? It's because all these people that we know about. Google goes out of their way on these doodles to make sure that they're commemorating people that we don't know. Like today it's the Google Doodle. If you don't recognize it, don't blame you. It is a doodle of Tsumura Kimiko. He mastered all aspects of NOH, a traditional Japanese theater art form. So there you go. That's today's Google Doodle. And it's why I went, what? Huh? I have no idea. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of stuff. So let's jump in and let's see what's been trending since we signed on today at noon. Let's see if there's anything new that has popped up that I haven't seen. Sarah Palin is trending. Oh, boy. That can't possibly be divisive. What is Sarah Palin? What's she doing? Liz Cheney, Lisa Murkowski, and Sarah Palin are all on the ballot on Tuesday as primary voters. Okay, don't care about politics. We don't do politics on this show because politics is for losers. Circumcision is trending. Why is circumcision trending? American doctors ignore the profound damage they are inflicting on our sons. Their allegiance is to the circumcision industry, where they make billions of dollars a year cutting sex organs of newborn boys. Legal experts agree that infant circumcision is a fraud, not medicine. I've only got the one. And I'm not a gay man, so I don't have extensive experience with a penis other than my own. So I am circumcised, and I can tell you that I have on occasion seen somebody who wasn't circumcised, and it was traumatic. It was, it's like a snuffleupagus thing happening down there. Women, I think we leave this one to the ladies. Ladies, what do you prefer? And I'm telling you, ladies, if you say you prefer uncircumcised, you're a wild one. You are a crazy lady. There is no way you could prefer uncircumcised to circumcised. I don't know if it's cultural. I don't know if it's religious. I don't know if it's hygienic. I don't understand the reason for it. It happens. I was horrified when it happened to my son. Oh my God. Oh, I couldn't even look at it. He had the whole bandage down there. No. But, later in life, I think it looks better. So I don't know. So circumcision is trending. I'm all for it. Barbaric, brutal, I don't know. Maybe. Looks better. But again, I don't care. I don't have to handle one. It's not like I handle mine. I like how mine is. Mine is fine. Mine is fine. It's nice. It's clean. There's. Let's see what else is trending. Fortnite is trending. Fortnite trends every day. I'm actually just kidding. I avoid Fortnite. Fortnite trends every single day. Florence Pugh is trending. We talked about that. She has broken up with her boyfriend, Zach Braf. It's election day. That's trending. Everybody's excited. Colorado River is trending because there's no water in the Colorado River. It's like it's all gone away. Jill Biden talked about that. Jill Biden's got the COVID. It's Taco Tuesday. That's trending. Das Boot. Why is Das Boot? Why is Das Boot trending? You ever seen Das Boot? Das Boot is a good movie. Wolfgang Petersen, who wrote his acclaimed German-language film Das Boot into a career directing Hollywood, he didn't die, did he? Oh, he died. Well, it seems to me that Wolfgang Petersen should be trending and not Das Boot. Are you kidding me? Wolfgang Petersen, he made The Perfect Storm, In the Line of Fire. Come on. Das Boot. Adam Reyna says, what's the male equivalent in the wild? Women with pierced genitalia? I don't know. Leslie Collins is chiming in. She's one vote for the circumcised. Adam says, my best friend didn't get his son circumcised. He'll grow up to be a weirdo. Yeah, he will. He'll grow up freaking out around about 12, 13 years old. As soon as they start taking showers in gym class. That's when that dude's going to freak some people out. He is going to blow some minds. And also, I got to imagine, do girls know what to... never mind. I don't want to go into that. All right, guys, we're done. That's it. I got nothing else. There's nothing else happening today. I got the air conditioning guy showing up here sometime after 2 o'clock, so I want to make sure I can get everything all set up for him. Oh, boy. And now we're sneezing. That's not good. There we go. All right, started it. God, it's so hot, you guys. Woo. I am sweating. Get this air conditioning fixed so that tonight by 9 o'clock be able to have a comfortable show. That's it. Join me tonight for Pillow Talk. Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also, don't forget about us. We do this right here, high noon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Monday through Friday. Topics, current events, headlines, whatever it is that's happening in the world that people are talking about, we'll give it to you right here. No, Al Gamboa, you are awesome. That is understood. Oh, so hot. What's the temperature now? It was 90. It was 99. It was 99 like an hour ago when we did our... it's 101 now. Now it's 101 degrees. All right, so it's gone up too. Very good. Isn't that nice? Multi-answer test. I got nothing else to say. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I want to add? Nothing else that I want to add. All right, guys, I got to go. We'll see you tonight at 9 o'clock for Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk. That's the next stream coming to you live here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. If you can't make that, see you tomorrow at noon for more High Noon. I am Pugs Moran. We are the Radio Misfits podcast platform.
Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. Tomorrow is another day, the best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I can smile a little now, things are going good. I always had to be on guard, that is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a